Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk you through my experience of intermittent fasting. So about a month or so ago I decided to just start experimenting. You hear so much about intermittent fasting, pros, cons, whatever you think about it. I just thought I'd film a video of my experience of it, what I have been doing, how I've been going with it, and all of my thoughts. So yeah, it's not advice, it's not medical advice, just if you're thinking about starting intermittent fasting, definitely go and have a chat with doctor, health professional of choice, and talk about your options and how you feel, and be monitored along the way. That's really, really important. But I just thought I'd share my experience, and I've also written a blog post and I wrote a diary of my first week, my thoughts every day as I went through it, and it was a couple of weeks ago that I did that. So I'll leave that down below and you can have a read of that and see what you think and take from it what you want to. For those of you that are new to my channel, about a year or so ago I started the keto diet. I was super strict keto for 6 months, didn't cheat, did proper low carb, high fat, ketogenic, was in ketosis from checking all along the way, and then I went away on holiday and wasn't on keto, and it took me a little bit to try and get back into it, and I've kind of gone on and off and on and off, and I made a decision a little while ago, because I am gearing up to move from Australia to Ireland, that trying to lose weight on top of moving my entire family one side to the other of the world was just a little too stressful for me, and it's just the weight wasn't budging and I was driving myself crazy. So I thought I would just ease off and just do what I felt like, and so that resulted in putting on a couple of kilos. And rather than trying to get back onto strict keto, I thought maybe experimenting a little with intermittent fasting would just help me just get those couple of kilos back that I'd lost, because I don't want to spiral back to where I began almost a year ago. I've got my 1 year keto anniversary coming up and I'll film a video going into more detail then. But yeah, I didn't want to spiral backwards, and I thought that maybe intermittent fasting would be a good idea. Maybe just looking at just adjusting my meal times. There's loads of benefits I read into. Again, I don't want this to be medical advice. There's pros and cons and loads of opinions out there. So for me, I just want to share my experience and what happened. So I decided to experiment with 16-8 intermittent fasting, so fasting for 16 hours and eating for 8 hours. And as I went through it, I sort of finished my dinner at the regular time that I'd been finishing, between 6 and 7, and then fast for 16 hours, and then have 8-hour eating window. That's kind of how it worked. And in the beginning, it was kind of a mixed bag my first week. Some days were really easy and some days I really struggled. And when I was starving hungry and it was a few hours until eating time, I figured I didn't want to mess with my hunger hormones too much. I wanted to let my body be a little kind to my body, so I didn't mind intermittent fasting every few days. So when I felt starving hungry, I ate, and I just was okay with that. So the first week though, of probably 5 out of 7 days intermittent fasting, the first week I lost 1.2 kilos, about 2.5 pounds in the first week of doing intermittent fasting mostly. But it really was an interesting exercise, because it showed me I do a little bit of snacking in the evening, not a huge amount, but it was more when the dinner had cooled down a couple of hours later and I popped it into the fridge, I might snack on a couple of somethings. When I'm giving my boys their fruit, I might have a little something. When it just these little bits which I just cut out, and instead I have a cup of peppermint tea, a nice warm mug of peppermint tea, instead of little bits of snacking. And it's been a long time since I've sort of done loads of snacking in the evening, so if evening snacking is an issue, this kind of addresses it very quickly if you choose to fast that way. And so over the last few weeks I've experiment with different time frames, and the last week, pretty much 7 days in a row, I've intermittent fasted in what I feel is working for me right now. But again, that might change as everything has changed. What works now might not work for me next month, might not fit my lifestyle next month, but I just thought I would share what I'm doing. So I have found what I'm doing is fast from 4 p.m. until 8 a.m. So my eating window is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I found that worked a lot better than kind of in the morning trying to wait until like 10 or 11 for breakfast. It's just too challenging with my lifestyle, with my family, to try and get a meal in then. So I found that rather I'll have a meal at 8 and I'll have lunch at around lunchish time, and then between 3 and 4 I will tend to maybe make a hot chocolate or have some sort of, not a whole dinner, but a food just that'll see me through until I go to sleep. And I found that has worked. So I'm kind of having 2 massive meals, making sure that I'm getting all my bare minimum macros in, mainly protein, because a couple of the days I got to the end of the day and thought I didn't really eat much protein today. So that's very important, as I'm making sure I'm having eggs one of meals, making sure I'm getting protein, if not having a protein shake, because that's more so than, yeah, I'm not struggling with the carbs. I'm not sticking to keto. I'm having a mix of keto meals and regular meals. I'm not in ketosis at the moment, and I don't plan to really be, I suppose, until we get to Ireland, because there's just too much going on. And as I said, everybody is different, but I found the 6 months for me in ketosis was the sweet spot, because towards the end I definitely felt I needed something more, that being carbs. Again, what works for everyone is different, but I still love and gravitate towards low carb keto, and you can expect this channel to continue being low carb keto lifestyle channel. So yeah, I found that having more carbs towards the end, and I found I wasn't losing weight and I was staying the same towards the end of my keto diet journey. And so whether I was in ketosis or out of ketosis, my weight wasn't budging. So I find it just easier with my lifestyle to be out of ketosis, but to have loads of keto meals. And now I am loving this routine of eating between 8 and 4. I still make my kids dinner as usual, and I'll sit and have a cup of peppermint tea with them instead. And I'm happy doing it that way and having 2 meals and then, yeah, my little snack. As I said, that's kind of what's working for me. So yeah, I kind of went off on a tangent. As I said, check down below and I will leave a blog post with more coherent thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts as well on intermittent fasting. Have you intermittent fasted? What are your thoughts on doing it? Do you have a routine that you follow? I don't know how long I'll continue doing this eating window of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's working for now. As we travel and move, that is likely to change, but I do like the idea that having that window and having giving my body a break and having time for everything to kind of rest and digest. I like the idea of that, and so for now I'm going to continue. As I said, I'll give you a more update about my 1-year journey, which I touched on a bit in this video. In a couple of weeks time, it's my 1-year anniversary since starting keto, and yeah, I'm really happy that I've started and I've gone on this journey. And thank you so much for sharing it with me, and make sure if you're not already subscribed to my channel, you hit that subscribe button and join this awesome Yummy Inspirations community. Remember to leave a like and a comment, and we will see you again soon. Bye.